The Nature of Personal Reality, a Seth book by Jane Roberts, read by Martin John. Session 627, November 13, 1972, 9:21 p.m. Monday. Good evening. Dictation. Chapter 6. The Body of Your Beliefs and the Power Structures of Beliefs. This is the heading. Quite literally, you live in the body of your beliefs. You perceive through the body of your beliefs. Your beliefs can increase your vision or diminish it. They can increase or diminish your hearing or any sense function. If, for example, you believe that after a certain time of life hearing will fade, then so it will. You will begin to use the faculty less and less, unconsciously transfer your attention to other senses to compensate, and rely less and less upon your ears until the functions themselves do atrophy. Period. Functions in this particular regard are habits. You simply forget how to hear properly, following your belief. All the minute manipulations necessary to hearing are unconsciously repressed. The actual physical deterioration then does indeed follow. The deterioration, however, does not occur first, but after. The same kind of development can occur in almost any physical category. Usually more than one belief is involved. Parallel with the belief that vision will fail, you may have the before-mentioned belief that hearing will dim, and these two ideas may be reinforced by a belief that age automatically makes you less a person, turning you into an individual who can no longer relate in daily pattern of environment. The belief, you see, would work to ensure the materialization of that state. On the other hand, you may believe that wisdom grows with age, that self-understanding brings a peace of mind not earlier known, that the keen mind is actually far better able to assess the environment, and that the physical senses are much more appreciative of all stimuli. And so those conditions will be physically met in your experience. The physical apparatus itself, following your beliefs, will continue in health. You must understand, again, that your ideas and thoughts do not exist as phantoms or shadow images without substance. They are electromagnetic realities. They affect your physical being, and they are automatically translated by your nervous system into the stuff of your flesh and your experience. Your conscious mind is meant to assess and evaluate physical reality, and to help you chart your course in the corporal universe of which you are presently part. Other portions of your being, as mentioned, rely upon you to do this. All energy at the inner self's disposal is then concentrated to bring about the results asked for by the conscious mind. Your effective power of action follows the lines of your beliefs. To believe in your own weakness is to deny yourself the power of action. To accept uncritically all beliefs that come to you is to open yourself to a barrage of conflicting data at best, in which the clear lines of action and power become blurred. Contradictory demands and assessments are then sent into the inner self, which by various methods will try to tell you that something is wrong. Beliefs of like nature attract each other, for you are bound to look for consistencies in your behavior and experience. You must learn to deal with your own beliefs directly, or you will be forced to deal with them indirectly, by reacting to them quite without knowing it in your physical experience. When you rail against an unfavorable environment, or a situation or condition, basically, and emphasize the following phrase, you are not acting independently, but almost blindly reacting. You are reacting to events that seem to happen to you, and always in response to a situation. To act in an independent manner, you must begin to initiate action that you want to occur physically, by creating it in your own being. This is done by combining belief, emotion, and imagination and forming them into a mental picture of the desired physical result. Of course, the wanted result is not yet physical, or you would not need to create it. So it does no good to say that your physical experience seems to contradict what you are trying to do. Because ideas and beliefs have this electromagnetic reality, then, constant interplay between those strongly contradictory beliefs can cause great power blocks, impeding the flow of inner energy outward. At times, a polarization can occur. Unassimilated beliefs, unexamined ideas, can seem to adopt a life of their own. These can effectively dominate certain areas of activity. Not long ago, Rupert was presented with a demonstration embodying the nature and power of beliefs. He received a phone call from a man who lived in another state. There was a request for an interview. Without knowing why, Rupert felt an impulse to see the man and set up an appointment. The visitor arrived from the airport with his wife in tow. He was a study, a living example of the effects of conflicting unexamined beliefs, a fierce and yet antagonized personification of what can happen when an individual allows his conscious mind to deny its responsibilities, i.e., when an individual becomes afraid of his own consciousness. He was a young man whose beliefs were alive with their own life while he was relatively powerless. No effort had been made to reconcile directly opposing beliefs until the personality itself was quite literally polarized. You were faced with what could be called a classic instance of secondary personality. I'm discussing it here because it so beautifully illustrates the nature and power of beliefs and the conflicts that can arise when an individual does not accept responsibility for his own thoughts. This is not a usual case, but to some extent or another, such a division occurs physically or mentally when the contents of the conscious mind are not examined. Entering, the man bristled with belligerence and hostility. Having requested help, he then hated himself for the weakness that he believed caused such a need. He glowered at our friend Rupert with great vehemency, projecting all of the energy at his command to show that he would not be cowed, and that if anyone took over the situation, he would be the one to do so. He spoke of another personality far more powerful than he, though, he said, he could force a room full of 150 people to follow his commands. The other personality, however, originated in another galaxy, and came as a friend to help and protect him. At his behest, he said, this invisible friend killed a lawyer. The lawyer not only did not understand the condition, according to the story, but hurt the feelings of the man under discussion. We will call the man Augustus. End session. Peace, light, and love. Aloha.